her goal is not in her. She's a
Hello, everyone, and good morning. One of the interesting things about recording YouTube videos in advance is that it is not the same day for you as it is for me. So, last episode, when I said it's the start of a new week and it's Monday, it was for me, but it's not for you when the video goes up on Wednesday. It doesn't make any sense. Seeing as this video will go up on Thursday, I hope your week has not been terrible. I hope you had a good time, or work wasn't too bad, or you got to stay home and go to school, or do something fun, and you're generally enjoying it. I would also like to say thank you to Davey SDF for becoming my newest subscriber. I really appreciate that, and your support means a lot, and I hope you enjoy future videos. We've set out 3 times now with the intentions of landing on the moon and Minmus, with all 3 attempts coming short of their intended goal. Today that will change, and we will land on the moon and return with the most lucrative science collection yet, along with landing the first steps of Along with landing on the moon, the first steps will be put into place for a ground-based science station. I've heard that before. We are also going to unlock our 2 unlocks that we have not done yet. The first one will be fuel systems, specifically for the fuel duct, and we will unlock landing for the larger heat shields and the landing legs. With all that being said, I'll get to building and I'll see you on the launch pad. We're finally launching during the day. How about that? So we have 7,263 meters a second of delta V. If that can't get us where we're going, then nothing can. Our first stage will be these 4 external fuel tanks and engines, along with the internal. They will all drain to that, decouple. This will have a full tank of fuel, and then we'll go to this intermediate stage and then the landing stage, and hopefully that will be enough to bring us back. I did have to revert to landing on the engine bells because the landing legs are not long enough. So it is what it is. Without further ado, we'll launch in 3, 2, 1, go. The thrust to weight on this very first stage is not terrible. Terrible. It's 1.47, so it is a little bit of a slower start, but it's going to get us there. The stage after this, once we actually decouple all of the radial tanks and engines, is what concerns me a little bit, because I think the thrust weight on that is low. Yeah, it's 1.04, so we need to make some good ground here while we got it. Try to get into an appropriate ascent profile. We'll throttle back a little bit because we are going fast. We're going to try to be a little more aggressive about this if we can. If we can coax that heading indicator over. As you can see, we got tons of fuel. I added control modules on top of all 4 of these tanks, and we have a reaction wheel at the very top and some RCS down here just to help control the large bulk of this. as you can see, we are tipping over nicely. I'd like to get us on that 45-degree, then we'll set it and forget it. Let's not get too fast out of here. And there we go. Once this switches over to orbit, I could click it, but I'm just gonna let it do its own. Once it switches over to orbit, we'll switch to a appropriate heading directly down our direction of travel. Got a nice gentle burn. Let's see what's going on up here. We are on the way to coming out of the atmosphere, so that low thrust weight will not be an issue. You can see it is set to our orbit, so we'll just aim prograde. I want to get up to about 100,000, but I think we're going to tip this over until these tanks start running out. Alright, and then once we're actually up in space, I will decouple these so they don't run into us. An apoapsis of 107,000, so not much higher than what I was aiming at, which is good. That is a beefy lower stage, and we have entered space, so we can decouple without fear of rattling everything up. Let's go ahead and circularize right about there. Pull that over a little that way. What is that? 108 to 107. I'm fine with that. See if we can control this thing. We can. See a beautiful star formation there. Oh yeah, time warp. Or warp to that burn, and then we'll burn. As you can see, we still have 5,287 meters a second, which was more than I used to initially launch with. Oh, we should have started burning a long time ago. Didn't look at the burn time. So we're going to be well behind the 8 ball on this. That's okay. Should have plenty of fuel to make up for that. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Those will come back down into Kerbin, so there won't be more junk left up in orbit. And we can go ahead and extend our antenna, which is on this side. There we go. You gotta hit 1, not F1. So we will lose a little bit of altitude from this burn, but we're not gonna re-enter. Keep an eye on it here. So I would like a circular orbit, but I might goof that just a little bit. Alright, we'll stop that there. Alright, it's not circular, but it works. Not circular, but it works. And there is the mun burn on this side. You guys have seen me do this plenty of times. I will just have you rejoin me once we are actually in orbit around the moon. Alright, as you can see, we are in a circular orbit around the Mun. It is a little eccentric, but I'm okay with that. Our landing target again will be this crater. So let's go ahead and flip around retrograde. You can see we have tons of extra fuel, and I'm actually going to have to ditch this lower stage, unfortunately, mostly empty. But we'll go ahead and start burning retrograde. And keep an eye on our periapsis. Let's see, let's get that down to 10 and then leave it. That's close enough. Warp on around to the other side. This last stage is powerful. Look at that. We're zooming. We're going so fast. Alright, we're coming up on the landing site. It's going to be just over that ridge, I believe. We've got plenty of fuel to burn off. Plenty speed. It should be just over that ridge right there. That's it. I think this is it. That might be the rim. One big old crater with a bunch of little craters in the middle. Let's try to land right in that. Get off some of the speed here. And right in the center of that thing. I don't know what that is, but it looks like right here on the map. Very interesting mounds. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's burn some more. Get us, I'd like that line to be just right here at the very end of our circle. We're gonna go ahead and say goodbye. That lower stage. So hopefully we don't crash into it when we try to land. You can see this upper stage is very tiny. Very tiny indeed. Let's see where we're at. Let's not get too fast with this. A good landing site, I'm thinking. Probably it looks like. Activate this engine. Very hard to tell where slopes are at. Very hard to tell. Let's see if this Mr. Goo does anything for us. A little bit. I'll take it. We did get science from over this crater before on our last manned flyby. Can't tell what's sloped here and what's not. There goes that other stage crashing somewhere. Alright, we're gonna start burning to slow down. Thrust weight on this is very high. Change that real quick. Thrust limiter. Still very high. Touchy, but it works. We need to slow down a lot more. There we go. Wow, that's big. I didn't realize it was that tall. nice slow descent. How high are we? Can't tell. Slow down a little more? Slow down a lot more. Oh, this is not flat at all. It's not flat at all. Here we are, we're coming up on it. Just the gentlest, can we come back that way just a little bit? Oh, this way. I don't want to land there. Let's go land over here. This is full concentration now. Oh, oh, keep us upright. Hey, we made it! Look at that. It is not safe in any stretch of the imagination, but we made it. From the moon's east crater. There we go. Get a pressure scan. We get a temperature reading. Get a crew report. Right. Let's get we'll let Bob get out first. Look at this. We made it. We're here. I told you it'd happen. Look how big this thing is. It's massive. Probably could have done with a smaller one, but that's okay. We'll take a few steps over here so that way any flags and things that we plant don't get destroyed. And let's plant a flag. Right. Let's go ahead and take a surface sample. Wow, 120. We already get the EVA report? I think we did, but we'll try it again just in case. And let's get Jeb out here. Oh, a little bit of a hard landing. Oh, not remove helmet, raise visor. Jeez. Let's see if we can store both of these. I don't think we can. But we'll take them just in case. And look at that. Look at that. I told you we'd make it. It only took us 6 episodes, but we made it and we landed in one of the jankiest landers I've ever made. And the flag's backwards. So don't worry about that. Okay. Look at everything around here. Look at how tall that is. I want to land on that next. It had a nice flat top, but it doesn't look this tall when you're flying over really quick, but once you get down here, everything on here is huge. What is, see, he's got a parachute. What does he have? What's this? Cargo port. Oh no, that's his jetpack. That's weird. His jetpack's not on, or his parachute. Okay. Well, let's get him back inside, collect the science on the external bits, and get this thing back home without knocking it over. I mentioned we have to do it without knocking it over. Like that. Take data. Alright. That's one of them in. I don't want to control the flag. The flag's staying here. Oh yeah, what do we have to have? Sample from... Okay, so we cannot duplicate these samples in the same pod. If we had one of those storage containers on the outside, we could have put it in there. One of the data storage or whatever it's called. Okay. Let's get this thrust limiter up to max and get out of here. Look at that. So to be coming back in, we want to go... Where are we? We want to be going to the direction we're taking off in. So this way. And let's rotate that so it makes sense. And let's go and burn in an actual good orbit. There we go. Now we're doing some things that make sense. We don't need to get this up incredibly high. Just high enough. Just high enough. I'm good at 20,000. Ooh, 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 ooh. There we go. There's our orbital burn, a cool calm 252. Say goodbye to the moon, goodbye to our flag landing. We're right by that huge mountain. It looks so tiny from up here. When you're up high, it looks really flat. It's very deceptive. We almost landed on the side, and that wouldn't have been good. So you saw even that slight incline we were on, the rocket nozzles were not enjoying it. We're still on that weird... Still on that weird inclination. That's alright. We're gonna warp to our burn. It's only 4 seconds. Not a very long burn at all. The thrust weight ratio on this upper stage is very high. Okay, we have circularized, and we will burn this way to bring us back in. Let's get that periapsis showing. Bring ourselves down to 40 kilometers. That's close enough. All right, I'll make this burn, and I'll see you guys once we are re-entering Kerbin's atmosphere. Okay, we've just re-entered the atmosphere on our way home from actually achieving something that we set out to do. No more flybys, no more screwing around, hopefully no more rescue missions. This is going to get nice and toasty though. It's going to be very hot. We just flew over KSC right there. And if we can angle this properly, we can watch our lower stage burn up. See how everyone's doing inside. They're nice and toasty. Loving life. Like a nice heated sauna. Oh, I can hear it. Oh, there goes the last piece. We caught it. So not a whole lot to do here. We'll just ride this out. Looks like I guess we are coming in a downward direction versus truly horizontal across the surface. We're also heading back up, which is a problem that some of you may have noticed. It is a problem that I have noticed. And our apoapsis is just now crossing 350 kilometers, so this may be a 2 orbit. I should have come in a little hotter. Oh, come on, keep dropping, keep dropping, keep dropping. I don't think we're gonna make it. We're down to 200 kilometers. Come on, don't bounce off. This is a real life concern of the Apollo missions, is them bouncing off the atmosphere like this. Oh, come on, we're so close. We just crossed 140 kilometers. We're like twice the distance of the atmosphere out. Just past 100 kilometers. 90. Oh, I think we're gonna make it. 80. Just past 70. All right, it's gonna be a one orbit, but it's gonna be a really weird one orbit because we came in over here. We're gonna end up going about halfway around Kerbin before we actually touch down. I was planning on hitting this ocean, but we were too fast. We are not going to bounce back up into space. It looks like our max we're going to get to is probably about 58 kilometers, and then we'll start coming back down again. So we're going to get 2 burns. We're going to get to burn up twice. We got a nice little cooldown period here. We did burn off quite a bit of a blader. Quite a bit. Went from 500 to 328. It's not a minimal amount. Let's see. Oh, we're gonna be lower than 58, which is good because we're still going up. No, it might be. It might be exactly 58. I might have called that completely correctly, which would be a first. I think Bob and Jeb are just ready for this ride to be over already. You're gonna land in mountains. That would be good. See, I was trying to land on the day side, and we'd be landing on the night side again, and none of this is going exactly as planned. Minus landing on the moon. We made that happen. Well, be cool if we could land, wouldn't it? Such a cool capsule design. The long window slots and everything. What was that? Gemini? I think this is based off of Gemini, as some call it. I believe the stock capsule, the single person, was based off of Mercury. Could be totally wrong, but if memory serves me correct. Oh, look at that. Perfect size to block out the sun. We made our own eclipse. Actually, is kind of cool. Okay. And we're coming back down, thankfully. Jeez. Let's get this over with. We've been here for so long. Oh, look at that cool effect. All different colors coming up. That's neat. Super neat. All right, we're going to start dropping speed really quick here once again. The only complaint I've ever really had with this game is the fire effects. I know there's not a whole lot that they can do about it, especially with the game having come out in 2011 and such a small team working on it. But there's some really great mods that do them really well. I just don't like doing a lot of things with mods, but I might get a mod for the entry effects if they're still up to date because it is a 10-year-old game. I'll look into it. You'll know next video if I have it or not, because next time we re-enter, it'll either look exactly the same as this, or it'll look better. Here we go, burning up again. This time we're not bouncing out. I think if we would have taken that down to 35 instead of 40, we would have been gold. You know how hot that gets on all different tiles. So bright, so orange. Oh yeah, we're speeding up now. Well, technically slowing down. Sounds like we're speeding up. It's getting louder because we're getting in a denser atmosphere. Right. Slowing down enough so we're no longer burning up. And just in time to not be able to see the capsule at all. Nice. Would have been cool if we landed in one of these little lakes. But it looks like we're going to land pretty close to them. All the parachutes. Where is this putting us? It could have been in that lake if I would have waited. We weren't in line for that, were we? No. We're gonna land amongst them though, and that's pretty neat. Does that mountain actually have light in game? Oh yeah, it does a little bit right up there. And now it's gone. No light for us. Turn on the cabin lights. Look at that. That's a little, ew. Why does it look gross? Like a squid or something looking up at me. Stop looking at me. Look away. Alright, fast forward through this. We know what's going to happen. They're going to land. Everything's going to be... Why is it getting so bright? As we get closer to the ground. Oh, we can go take a little dip in the pool. Even this is hilly. What's going on here? Look, totally flat from where we were just at. Now it's like, yeah, no, that's really sunk. That's really sunk. You got a big hill right here. We're coming down the last 400 meters, which is, it's going to be less than that because of all the hills. Ooh, that felt a little rough. Let's hop Bob out and get a little bit extra of this science. All right, Bob, don't lose yourself. Get a surface sample, and we'll plant a flag saying that we've been here. Oh, where is here? The Badlands. Replant that. All right, get back in and let's get out of here. Show me the money. 340 science. There we go. There we go. Well, that'll do it for us. Some of you may have realized that I said we were going to put in that solar station, and once again, I forgot it in the chaos and confusion of the landing leg situation. So next time we'll do that. Promise? Promise. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.
And I'll go